is the Lambo and Cash show. Let's get it.
Hey, what's up, guys? We finally got Cash this episode. It's episode 11. Like we said, we're in double digits. So, let's get started. But before we get started, remember, y'all gotta like, y'all gotta share, y'all gotta sub, notification bells on, and most of all, you already know. Say it with me. Y'all gotta comment. Let's go. Let's get into this. All right. See you, Carlos. Tell them what we gonna do this episode. Tell them about the Elon Musk thing. Yep.
Oh yes. We're gonna talk about Elon Musk. Yeah, I know why we're talking about Elon Musk on this show, but don't worry. You guys are gonna see the reason why. It correlates with sports, but yeah, guys. So make sure to like, share, subscribe. Like what Lambo said, like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Set them to all notifications so that you get notified of when we post these episodes. And then last but not least, like what Lambo says, comment, guys, your thoughts. What should we cover? Things like that, to make the show better. Comment that. So, all right, so guys, we got a lot of things to talk about on this show. We're going to talk about what happened in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, what happened in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the city reaction in New York, Sean Peyton getting an extension with the Denver Broncos, free agents still on the market for football. Who's still left, and where should those free agents go? And then Seattle, they got their Super Bowl ring, so we're going to react to those Super Bowl rings that they got. Stanley Cup final, we're going to do a quick topic on the Stanley Cup final that's going on at the time of the podcast. Game 6 is tonight on the day of the podcast. Combat sports, yes, we're going to finally talk about combat sports because we got Cash back on the show, guys. We got Cash back on the show, guys. So obviously we are back talking about combat sports, and he came at a right time, guys, because on the day of the recording, guys, today on the day of the recording is the huge event that we've been talking about since from the previous episodes. Like I remember we talked about this on a previous episode.
5, probably.
Yeah, literally like episode 5, like months prior to the event. But the day has finally come. UFC Freedom 250 is today on the day of the recording. So by the time you guys are watching this, the results would have already happened. But this is just, us giving our pre-fight analysis for that one. We're going to talk about Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall. That happened also on the day prior to the podcast. And then we're going to talk about Elon Musk. And then a crazy moment that happened in the country of Argentina for soccer. So we're going to get into all that. Episode 11, guys. Here we are, double digits. And let's get this started, shall we? Let's get this started. And let's start with this. Let's put the score up. Yeah. So, NBA Finals Game 5 happened last night. Happened on the day.
Field goal posts.
Oh yeah, Shaq, the field goal post made it to the finals but lost.
Yes.
Oh yes, I forgot. Yes, I forgot about that. The San Antonio
Or sparkly balls.
Well, the sparkly balls, they choked the Game 6. They choked a lead in Game 6, which they could have been in the second round, but they choked the Game 6 lead, and it went to a Game 7, and they lost. And they lost in Game 7, so they ended up getting out. So that's what happened to sparkly balls, the Orlando Magic. If you guys know, you know. But we got the field goal post for San Antonio. They made it all the way to the finals, guys. They ended up beating OKC in the Western Conference Finals, and here they are in the NBA Finals. They, they had their struggles, but it came down to a Game 5, and the New York Knicks, they get the win. It was a close one. The Spurs and the Knicks, it wasn't, start this game. There wasn't one team that had a great start. There wasn't one team that had a great start. Like, it was a slow start. Spurs, they had the lead up 5 at the end of the half, but then it came down to that fourth quarter, and there's a guy named Jalen Brunson who had 45 points last night, tying the one and only Michael Jordan. He had 45, tying Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had 45 in the 1998 final in Game 6 against the Jazz in the closeout game that got Jordan the championship. So he tied with Jordan having 45. Jalen Brunson had 15 points in the fourth quarter alone in that one. And because of Jalen Brunson, they get the win. They beat the field goal post at their home in San Antonio. So the Knicks win, and for the first time since 1973, guys. 1973. So that's
reading my math.
generations. Yeah, do the math, Lambo. That is 53 years. 53 years. So that's generation.
Yeah, 53 years.
Generation after generation after generations of no championships. This generation of New York Knicks fans get to see the New York Knicks win a championship. So, Lambo, I'm going to start with you. What are your thoughts on this one? The New York Knicks are the champions of the basketball world.
I saw the game.
Yeah.
They sold. Spurs sold, bro. They got 4-1. Everybody was like, I kept seeing edits of like 3-1, right? And I kept seeing edits. And I was like, but that's not gonna happen, bro. I already knew. I had Knicks in 5. I told you that, right? And then I asked you, and then you said you had Knicks in 5.
Yeah, when we did our predictions when the Knicks were in the finals.
Jalen Brunson was low-key cooking that game. I'm not gonna lie.
Jalen
Brunson was low-key cooking.
He was.
Did you see Wemby's post-game interview?
Yeah, he was pretty depressed.
Yeah, he was mad.
Yeah, he was depressed, and rightfully so. And he was depressed.
He said, I'll see y'all never.
Well, he should say that, Lambo, because, Wemby's going to win a championship, like, when he's in the NBA. Like, he's going to win a championship, maybe 2 championships for all I know, because he's that great. So I feel like his first one, is a learning experience. It's a learning experience. He's going to fall short, obviously. There's been some moments in this finals where he could have done better. But he lost. He lost the finals. Now it's a learning lesson for him and that team. And maybe in these next few years, they can win a championship, maybe more than one. So, Cash, so what are your thoughts on this one? The New York Knicks, they haven't won a championship since 1973, Cash. So what are your thoughts? That's really impressive. So what are your thoughts on that since 1973, Cash?
That's impressive. Tying Michael Jordan isn't easy. I don't care what the LeBron fans say. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. LeBron James is maybe by about 40 million miles the runner-up.
Okay.
No, he's way less, man. Way less.
I'd put Kobe above him, but besides that, this is a 4-point game. Sounds like
I meant LeBron sucks. I accidentally said Michael Jordan. I meant LeBron sucks.
You gotta give LeBron some credit.
Not his buns.
You can't just hate on him, bro.
His buns, bro. He needs to retire.
Yeah, LeBron,
He's burger buns. He's burger buns.
Yeah, so the Knicks, they win. They win by 4. But Jalen Brunson was the main reason why they won. Because the bench, they were terrible. The bench
only scored 9 points, guys. 9 points.
Together? Total?
Somehow they still won, though. Because Jalen Brunson.
Because of
So
Jalen.
is that just a testimony to why you don't make your logo a field goal post?
Wrong sport.
Field goal post. Well, they're called the Spurs. I don't know if you guys know what a spur is, but
I do.
No, isn't it like a spear? Oh, I don't know. I know the spear is.
That attaches to the back of the boot that cowboys use to spur on their horse.
yeah, like something like that. Yeah, like it's on their boot, and then So and the thing looks like that basically on the boot. So, but it does look like a field goal post though, and I see the field goal post though, and then and then at the bottom is the spur. But 94-90, the bench, they were just terrible. Only had 9 points. Only had 4 points entering the fourth quarter. They were not good at all. And once again, back to Jalen Brunson.
The 4 points helped. I'm just joking.
4 point. Well, 4.
They did win by 4 points, so I guess it helped.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
overall, they suck, guys. What I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to be nice for them, but overall, they
They
get
suck.
complete garbage.
yes.
The bench, not the team, the bench.
But Jalen Brunson was great. So, Cash, so what do you? So, do you have any extra thoughts on this one? Cash, about this one?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
All right. So,
If not, the bench sucked. But if they didn't score those 4 points, it would have been a tie game.
yeah, true. Every little point counts. Every little point counts, and ended up being a 4-point game. And the bench only scored 4 points entering the fourth. They had 9 points in total. So, yeah. So maybe that was the difference in this whole thing. Obviously, we talk about Jalen Brunson. He ended up being the Finals MVP. Ended up being the
Okay,
Finals.
so me and Carlos talked about this, guys. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm cutting off Carlos, but if
Yeah.
y'all watched last step, I don't think it's out. Right? I don't think.
Not yet. It should be out by this week.
Okay, but I'm giving a little teaser for next episode.
Last
episode's okay. Last episode, me and Carlos talked about this. We were watching game 1, 2, 3, 4, and game 4. Yeah, if y'all seen that crazy finish, me and Carlos were like, "Man, I think OG should get finals." So we were really together debating on if OG or Jalen Brunson should get MVP, and we knew it was gonna be one of them, but we were hoping we were low key like hoping it'd be OG because he got that last second tip in, but also the whole reason the tip in even happened was because Jalen Brunson. Well, he should have made the 3-pointer, but it was hard because he had Wimby and someone else guarding him. But okay, all that aside, we were arguing over who would win MVP, and it was Jalen Brunson. Congrats, Brunson. Congrats.
Yeah, indeed. So, Cash, were you able to see the game winner or no?
No.
Okay,
Show him the clip. Show him the clip.
Perfect. Yes, I have the clip right here. So, in case you guys missed it, the putback, here it is right here.
Flag for Jalen Brunson. Allow him to operate at the top. 101. Brunson gets it. Fires up a 3. Shot no good. The tip. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby. And it's 107-106. Bedlam here at the Garden. They can't believe it. Brunson's shot looked good and just came up short.
So, Cash, what are your thoughts on that clip right there?
That was ridiculous.
That was crazy, right?
He sacrificed himself so that he could land, so that he could win the game. He died, but they won.
Yeah, he definitely had to sacrifice himself there, but he got the tip back. And Cash, they were down 29 in that game. They were down 29, and they came all the way back. And by the way, that is the largest comeback in NBA Finals history.
Dang.
Down 29. Crazy, right? Down 29. So that, because...
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you can keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so because of that moment, they won that game. That set up game 5 of them, and because they won game 5 and 4, they won it in game 5. So that was why we were saying that OG.
All right.
Good?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, don't worry. You good. So just flow right in. Yeah, so so with OG, he's been a consistent scorer, throughout games 1, 2, 3, and 4. And me and Lambo talked about this on episode 10. You guys can check that out. Should be out soon. But episode 10.
I think he should have got MVP because of tipping.
Because of the tipping? Yeah, that too. But also OG was, consistent scorer throughout games 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that was the reason why.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think OG should have got the MVP because of the tipping.
Yeah, throughout game 4. But I felt like game 5 was the deciding factor. Like if the Knicks, they won game 5, obviously we all know that. But Game 5 was the deciding factor on who was the MVP. Like if OG played better than Brunson, OG would have gotten the MVP. Brunson played better than OG, which he did in this game. Brunson got the MVP. So as you can see there, Brunson got the MVP, rightfully so. And Brunson, he was highly doubted when he went to the Knicks. He was highly doubted. Small guard. He's only 6'1", guys. He's only 6'1". That is a small guard, and he was able to lead his team to the championship and to win a championship.
Combat sports.
Yeah, like combat sports. And when we get there, Cash, yeah, and Cash, when I get there with combat sports, I'm gonna read out some of the heights, like especially that main event. Like that main event where those two fighters are not tall at all. So we'll definitely, yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about those heights when it comes down to combat sports. But Jalen Brunson, he averaged 32.6 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game, and 4.6 assists per game in the NBA Finals. In the finals. So those were his stats in the finals. And then obviously, I told you guys he had 45 points in the closeout game tying Michael Jordan in the 1998 finals. So that's just crazy, guys, with Jalen Brunson. But rightfully so.
Go MJ.
Go, yeah, and MJ's the GOAT. Obviously he's won all that titles in the 90s, dominated that decade of the 90s, and on the B-Ray Sports Podcast, we have this overlay. Where champions per year, and you can see in the 90s, it was just the Bulls. It was just like 3 to 4 titles of just the Bulls throughout the 90s. Like it was crazy in the 90s. Like the Bulls just dominated through that decade. And then you see Bron with the Heat, he won 2 with the Heat, and then he only won 1 with Cleveland. But if you look at Jordan, just dominated a decade, and then Jordan fans can say, "Oh, LeBron didn't dominate a decade," but Jordan did. So that helps Jordan people. But with Jalen Brunson over here, Finals MVP, he's an NBA champion, and now, guys, So here's how the series turned out, guys. So here's the series that turned out. It went in 5 games. So obviously, as you guys can see, through 3 games, the road team won in all 3 games. So there are games 1, 2, and 3. The road team won. And the only time the home team won was game 4 when the Knicks made that comeback. So, Lambo, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, we talked about this. Comeback was halftime up 29 points. How do you sell a 29-point lead? How do you sell a 29-point lead, bro? That's just sad, bro. How do y'all sell a 29-point lead? Well, I have nothing else to say. Really disappointed in the Spurs. I'm really happy because I was going for the Spurs, but and then I also changed to the Knicks because I didn't really care who won, guys. Because my team was OKC. I hate that the Spurs beat OKC. I'd rather see OKC go against the Knicks. But all I can say first, y'all wrong for selling a 29-point lead. It's looking sad. All right, see you, Cash.
Yeah, so Cash, so basically the road team, they won 4 out of the 5. And the only time the home team won was the Knicks, obviously, with that comeback. So, Cash, so what are your thoughts on that? Like, the road team has to go on the road and get the win, and happened 4 out of the 5 times. So what are your thoughts on that?
If there was only 1 game left and the Knicks had already won 3 of 5 games, how come they played the 5th game? Because there was no way the Spurs could win the series.
Well, because the thing's a best of 7, so that means you got to win 4. You got to win 4. Yeah.
I thought it was only 5 games.
Oh, no. Yeah, so it's a best of 7. You got to win 4. Obviously, you got to win more than half. So obviously, you got to win 4. And the Knicks, they got the 4. In Game 5, they win the championship. So, yeah, Cash, to answer your question. Yeah, Cash. So Yeah, so that's the series, guys, throughout games 1 and 5, and it was a crazy series, guys. It was a great series in the NBA Finals.
I have an additional thought before we move on.
Yeah, Lambo.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, imagine if the Spurs would have won that game.
If they would have won game 4, well, it would have been 2-2. In San Antonio, it would have been a much higher game. It would have been a game that would have had a lot of pressure. But in the game, I feel like the Knicks would have still won because pressure-wise, because I feel like pressure-wise, the Knicks they just do better under pressure, I guess, because the Spurs they're a young team. So
Isn't Wemby a rookie?
Wemby, yeah, he's like second year, third year rookie. Yeah, I guess you can say that. Yeah, and then Dylan Harper. I forgot to mention him. Dylan Harper. He was great for the Spurs. Like he had 25 points in that game, and out of the 27 bench points, yes, the Spurs had 27 bench points. Dylan Harper had 25. So Dylan Harper was just carrying the bench, but can't do it with one person in San Antonio. You gotta have a whole team. But the Knicks, they deserve it. They won 5 games, and it was a great series. And that tip in from OG Anunoby will be remembered, in finals history forever. So here's the stats. I know it's going to cover everyone's face, but here's what Game 4 had to bring. It was the most watched finals in Game 4 since 1998. It was the most watched finals game ever on ABC. It had 20.9 million viewers as the average audience. Had a peak, so basically a peak of 23.2 million viewers. So what are you guys' thoughts on that real quick before
Dang.
Football? Oh,
Crazy. Hold on, let me go. Hold on. Crazy. The peak was 23.2 mil?
Yeah, peak.
Dang, that brings me back to a game I used to play.
Yeah.
Okay, off topic. But dang, bro. 20.9 audience was the average audience, and their peak was 20. Oh my god. All four. I mean, because I get it. Because if they would have won that game, it would be 2-2. So I get why everybody went to that game. So, I mean, that's some crazy numbers. Do they get paid every viewer they get, Carlos?
I don't know how the payment goes in regards to viewership, but I'm assuming they get paid a lot of money because of the viewership. So I don't know exactly how that payment works, but it's gonna be a lot of money for sure.
I want $1 a viewer.
Oh my, bro. Okay, Carlos. Okay, guys.
$1 a viewer, that would be about 23 million, which is crazy. And if
One game of life, I can play one game, and then peace.
Yeah, literally just take the 23 million, then I'm out. And then I'm out with 23 million. So so that's just a quick stat there from the NBA Finals on Game 4. So, all right, before we move on to the football topics, we're going to show several clips of the city of New York. As you guys know, the city of New York, they get crazy throughout every playoff win. But obviously this one was had a higher occasion to the other playoff wins. So this was outside MSG in New York. After that Game 5 win, as you can see, it was crowded outside the Garden in New York. So I'm going to show several clips of New York fans around New York just celebrating the win. And then at the very end, I'm going to play the moment when they won the championship on the broadcast. So here's the first one from Radio City Music Hall in New York, from Radio City. Okay, so I'm mute. Okay. Yeah, so there's Radio City Music Hall. They're going crazy there. I don't know why it's on mute, but whatever. I guess we can react to it in real time. So, Lambo, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, bro, look at all them jumping, all the confetti. Hey, I mean, I'd be hyped. Is that a watch party?
Yeah, watch party, yeah.
Dang, that's crazy numbers for a watch party.
Yes.
Look at what I mean by numbers. I mean, look how much people there are.
So that's Radio City Music Hall. So I believe it's like $5 a ticket to get in for Radio City Music Hall. I know it's not free, but yeah, it's
Imagine how much. Imagine the amount of people that were there. Imagine how much the owner gets, bro.
a lot. So that was Radio City Music Hall, and Radio City Music Hall, I think they pay like $5 a ticket for those people to get in to Radio City Music Hall. So definitely was hype for that first clip. Now here's the second clip from Times Square. All right, Lambo, so what are your thoughts on that one?
Bro, hold up. Like, can you roll that clip again?
Yeah. He has a short clip, guys. It thinks about like 10 seconds, guys.
Hey, they're really going hype. I see people jumping on school buses. Hey, man, Times Square is covered in people. I mean, look at that picture, guys. Just take a look. Pause on the talking. Let's have a moment of silence and look at the picture. Look at all those people, bro. Like, that's a huge fan base. But yeah, because it's in their hometown. But oh my Lord, dang, bro! Like that video, in that video there were people jumping on school buses. That's how crazy it got. Jumping on school buses, having parties, having fun.
Yeah, and people were doing stuff to the school buses. So I'm not gonna say what they did to them, but if you want to check that out, you can check it out on social media. But some people, been doing some bad stuff to the school buses. I'm gonna just say that.
Come on, guys, y'all can't disrespect school, bro.
Yeah, I know. So, if you guys want to find that out, you guys can find that on social media on what they did to the school buses. But so that was Times Square.
We're family friendly.
Yes, and it's by kids for kids. So I try and stay on the positive side of that line because we don't want to get over that. So here's this next clip, 18 seconds long, and this is just New York fans. Just going crazy.
Bro, God, he was like, hey, hungry not to. But he looked like Spider-Man when he hit that, like, when he hangs from the bottom of the light pole, and he just like,
yeah.
Man, that's what he looks like. Let me try to find the clip. But you can talk. Oh, I try to find this clip.
Yeah, so as you can see there, the man was holding on to that how do you say, the traffic light for dear life there. He was holding on for dear life to that traffic light for dear life, but he ended up getting on the bus and just cheering with the fans. And New York fans, they just went crazy there. So that's one clip. So far we have 3 clips. Now here's the last clip of the fans before I play the moment that the Knicks won the championship. So here is the CNN broadcast of showing the Knicks fans on the street. Here it is. It's going to cover the whole screen. So here it is.
Okay. We could only hear every other word that you were saying, but I think that's par for the course out in New York City right now. There are so many people on the streets celebrating this Knicks win. Again, this was something that they had been waiting decades for. You see people out on their fire escapes, on their balconies, clinging on the side in some cases. Everybody's waving. You got them on the rooftop there as well. I mean, this is a citywide celebration. And, I want to bring back in former New York Knicks guard Charlie Ward, because
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was crazy. So what are your thoughts?
Look. This is what he looked like. Guys. Spider-Man hanging upside down. That's what he reminds me of. when he's on that light post.
Wait, hold on, Lambo. Show it again. I'm put a full screen. Oh, okay.
Spider-Man when he hangs upside down, bro. That's what they reminded me of, bro. Alright, sorry that took so much time, but it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it.
No, you're
But
good.
I was also watching the clip, bro. I mean, bro, New York is covering up the whole city. Oh, we're over here looking at Times Square, then we're looking at different spots, and then we just have different views. Like, bro, how much people do you think came outside like right after the game
Came outside.
to go visit Times Square? Because I know they all had to run, but no one could park, right?
Oh no! It's all running. It's all running. Probably 1,000, 2,000, or maybe more than that. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe
Definitely.
like 1,000 or 2,000.
But man, bro, New York got a crazy fan base. But
do.
like I was saying, bro, y'all know how much people are there, bro? That reminds me of that one clip when Messi won the World Cup
Mhm.
and he had all those fans in Argentina. Like he was on like I think he was like on a car, he was on top of it, and like everybody was cheering on Messi. I think it was a cool clip. But man, bro, seeing the whole city just get swarmed. Everybody said if the Knicks, I was watching this video. It said if the Knicks win, they're gonna. I know isn't illegal to put like stuff on the Statue of Liberty. They said they were gonna put Jalen Brunson's jersey on the Statue of Liberty.
And they're gonna need a large jersey, like a very, 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 very large jersey for that. But
I saw that AI video of their playing.
an AI video.
Yeah, it looked funny, bro. It looked funny. Like all you saw was the Statue of Liberty, and it had Jalen. It looked like it started having a normal Statue of Liberty. It actually had Jalen Brunson in his braids, and then it just showed Jalen Brunson be like with his locking face, and then instead of the torch, he was holding up the trophy, and then he had the jersey on. It was tough. It was tough, even though it was AI. But to you, Carlos.
Yeah, and people call him the King of New York. They call him the King of New York, and they're all crowning him now. He's obviously a champion now, and that New York fan base has struggled for a while. Obviously, the Yankees, they won, I believe, in the early 2000s. The Giants, they won early 2010s with Eli. But the Knicks, they've always been in New York. I know with the Giants, they're across the Hudson River in New Jersey. Like, with the Knicks fans, with New York, they feel this one's special because it's in New York. It's not in New Jersey over at MetLife Stadium. It's in the city. It's just special. It's just special. Okay, Cash, we're good? Okay, we're good. Okay, Cash, so basically we just played a clip of the Cash, your thoughts on the crazy clip of those fans.
Yeah, that was definitely not safe. That was not safe. The CNN guy, that sounded like it was a normal Tuesday for him.
Yeah, he kind of had to, act professional because obviously he's on national television. So he might not get overly excited because it's a nationally televised network. But those Knicks fans are crazy. They can climb on anything.
Yeah.
So that was that clip right there. And now I'm gonna play the final clip before we move on to the football.
Just so you know, you don't have to be on the lookout anymore. My thing is not going to be glitching out. I switched devices.
Okay, you good? Okay, awesome,
Yeah.
Cash. All right. So now here's the moment that the Knicks won in Game 5.
On the backcourt. Watch one there. You don't even have to foul now. 4-point lead. Here comes Fox. 5 seconds remaining. Fox to Wemby. Wemby tries a three, puts it up, off the mark. Anunoby the rebound. It's over. It's over. Knick fans, this is not a dream. Your long, long wait has ended. Go ahead and cry. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
Really touching moment. For 53 years, half a decade, half a century, 5 decades.
Yeah, literally
That's
53 years.
crazy.
So, Cash.
Man,
So
if I was a Knicks fan, if I was a diehard Knicks fan, not just a Knicks fan, if I was a diehard Knicks fan, I'd be super happy celebrating. Man,
yeah,
If I was a
that's
diehard Knicks
crazy.
fan, I'd be crying.
Huh.
you crying?
Yeah, after 53 years,
53 years. Yeah, it's been a while, but they can finally witness a championship over there in New York. So on Thursday, what's that date? It'll be on Thursday, June 18th. That'll be the parade over there in Manhattan. That's going to be the championship parade in Manhattan. And those Knicks fans, they get to celebrate a championship down in Manhattan. So congratulations to the New York Knicks as they are the 2026 NBA champions. All right, let's move on to football.
extended contracts, head coach.
Yeah. So that's the big news that's coming out of football. Sean Peyton signs an extension. Lambo, your thoughts on this one?
I mean, I get why he got an extension, guys. Y'all saw how the Broncos were. I'm not gonna lie, the Broncos were low key cooking this year. They had a really good playoff run. So I'm not gonna lie, that extension was good for them. I mean, for how much extra years was it?
It'll be a 5-year contract.
5-year extension.
5
All right.
years.
5 years. Well, for the Broncos, hopefully we see another year of how y'all played this year. Maybe even better. I just don't want to see y'all go down. I'm not really a Broncos fan, but I respect the team. So
Alright.
I hope y'all do good this year since his contract got extended. Hey, good luck to you, Sean Payton. Hope you lead your team not to the Super Bowl because my team needs to go to the Super Bowl. But like I said, congrats on the Broncos. Hopefully y'all do good this year, just not to the Super Bowl. All right, but you, Carlos.
Yeah, so Sean Payton, he has signed a 5-year contract extension, Cash. So in 2023, he only had 8 wins with the Broncos. 2024, he had 10 wins. And then this past year in 2025, he had 14 wins, leading his team to the AFC Championship game against New England, and they fell short against the Patriots, obviously, in the AFC Championship game. So every year they're going up and up and up, and who knows in 2026 if this trajectory keeps on going. If this trajectory keeps on going, then 2026 they should go to a Super Bowl. Cash. So what are your thoughts on this one?
Hold on, you said your team. Lambo, what's your team?
The Ravens, we did horrible this. Tyler Luke, our kicker. Let's just say,
Last I knew, the Ravens were 8-8.
shut up, bro. That was only 1 year, Dane. Shut up, Dane. Be quiet. But every other year we cook. We
I mean,
cook
it
in
sounds like
playoffs
it's
and
going
then
to be
lose.
good for the Broncos. Hopefully, they meet the Bears in the playoff in the Super Bowl,
Mhm.
and then the Bears cook them.
Okay, so Bears.
You said
and
if the Bears cuckoo?
I said, hopefully the Bears get to the Super Bowl with the Broncos, and then the Bears cook the Broncos.
And is that an early prediction?
Is that your favorite team?
Well, if you had to guess,
Okay,
The
so
Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears.
it's a family thing.
family thing. Got you. So Cash. And is that an early prediction there? Bears versus Broncos for the Super Bowl?
It's an early, very biased, probably not true prediction.
Okay, early, very biased, untrue prediction. Gotcha. All right,
Not true.
not true.
Possibly not true. Bro, what is that? Are you trying to box like you're a cat?
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
Just trying to shadow box there. Yes. So Sean Payton, he is staying with the Broncos for 5 more years. He'll be staying for 5 more years. That is Sean Payton.
No, bro, this
All
is
right,
how you shadow box.
So notable free agents. So as you guys know, on June 1st, there was a lot of free agents. Myles Garrett, Jared Verse making that trade. going through. AJ Brown going to the Patriots. Now here's some free agents still on the market. Taylor Decker, left tackle. Stephon Diggs from New England, still free agent. Joey Bosa from Buffalo, still up there. Debo still on the thing. Bobby Wagner, Jonnu Smith, Cameron Jordan, and I bet you guys didn't know Cameron Jordan was still in the league. So he's
I didn't. I thought Bobby Wagner and Cameron Jordan were not in the league still. Especially Cameron Jordan.
Crazy. So Lambo. So who do you think? So pretty much. So as you can see, these are the top 10 unsigned free agents. So who do you think will get signed through this free agency?
Debo Samuel, Steph. I know Debo Samuel maybe. Stephon Diggs though. Come on. Let me think here.
Yes. So it's similar.
Lambo.
It's definitely similar. So so that's Stephon Diggs, obviously, off the field stuff.
Yeah, okay. Off topic. All right. So I think Debo might find a team.
Debo.
I see one name on this list that I'm thinking about. Let me think. Because I think Debo's so far unclear, and all these other names, I know all these players, and I'm trying to think who would actually else fit. Let me think. It's really hard because I'm thinking I should pick them, but I'm also thinking they're kind of washed, so it would be wrong to pick them. And I'm not talking about Stephon Diggs. He's not on my list after all those allegations.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs should be in the NFL.
Stephon Diggs, if it gets cleared, then yes, should be if it gets cleared. So Jonnu, Cameron Jordan.
I know. I'm thinking, Carlos. I'm thinking it's really hard. I'm sorry I'm taking up time, guys. It's gonna be a few minutes, few seconds. I just gotta go. Come on, bro. I'm gonna say, no, I can't talk.
Jonnu Smith.
Yes, bro. I can't talk, bro.
Okay.
Because I like his gameplay as a tight end. Like, he's kind of runs, but like on the other side, he has really good players. So I'm like, some team actually might pick him up. Bro. But I already know. Let's be for real, bro. Stephon Diggs actually might get picked up from a team, though.
Yeah, could be. First they gotta clear what's going on off the field. First they gotta clear that, and then after that, his talent will get him somewhere for sure. It's just the off the field stuff that's gotta clear. All right, so Cash. So, and is there any names on here that's looks familiar to you?
The only name I recognize is Stephon Diggs, and I know nothing about him.
Okay.
So congratulations! For the next about 5 minutes, you're gonna hear me clowning on these guys' names.
All right, go on.
Oh my god. Okay. First off, Debo. Someone explain.
Well, his name is Debo. His parents call him Debo.
Debo Samuel.
It looks like his name should be backwards because Samuel Debo sounds normal.
Obed Samuel.
No, Samuel Debo.
Oh, Samuel Debo.
Yeah. Carlos was thinking like flip his name.
Flip the first name.
Obed. Obesity. Obed. It sounds like obesity or obedient.
Bro, I don't know. I know Stephon Diggs can be good, so I think that he may get picked up if what's out of the ring, if what's off the field is cleared. If what's off the field is not cleared, then I think Stephon Diggs is going to get fired from the NFL as a whole.
Yeah, he can get cut. So from the NFL. So is that the only thing that Cash, Stephon Diggs, and Debo Samuel?
I don't even know Debo. That's just funny.
All right, so just the name. Got you. Just the name.
Becky and Jonnu. They sound like they could be brothers. Mekhi, Janu, and Debo.
Janu and Debo. Oh.
Janu, Debo.
Unrelated brothers. If we're going by skin tone.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So, Cass, so you know Stephon Diggs, Debo Samuel, and then Jonnu Smith because of names, right? Right, Cash? Yeah. Okay. All right. So those are the top 10 still on the market. They're still on the market, guys. So I guess we'll see. Will they get picked up? I don't know. And there's some names there. I want them to stay in the NFL. There's some names on there. I hope they get picked up. So those are the top 10 still on the market for free agents. All right. Now I'm going to play a clip of the Seattle Seahawks getting their Super Bowl rings. So obviously, I think a few days ago they got their Super Bowl rings, and they look nice. So
Let me see this.
Here's the clip.
Let's give a clap for the editor on that video. Okay, I got a question. I love the rings. All right, let me glaze the rings and then ask my question. Okay, those rings are tough, bro. Those rings are tough, bro. I just love the design. It just makes me want to be a Seattle fan, but I'm never gonna switch up on the Ravens. If I was a Seattle fan, I'd be hyped. I'd be more hyped. I'd probably be on my chair right now. But what I was gonna ask is, Seattle only won 2 Super Bowls. That's real in their whole career, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's why there are only 2 Super Bowl. There was 2 Super Bowl trophies on the ring to show how much they won, right?
Yeah, because
all
they won in Denver. Then yeah.
All right, that's all I have to say. Tough
Okay.
rings, though.
Yeah, so obviously they win against Denver in a blowout the first time they were in the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson. Then obviously we all know what happened to Malcolm Butler in the end zone, obviously with Seattle, obviously over there in Arizona, one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history, denying Seattle the Super Bowl. And then obviously fast forward to this year, they win the Super Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl champions for the Seahawks. Cash, what are your thoughts on that clip right there, those Super Bowl rings? They look pretty advanced.
That looks nice. It makes the Little League ring I won when I was 8 look like a piece of trash.
Yeah, and they definitely treat the NFL players, well. They got a lot of diamonds on there. And plus, you can take out the top, and you can use it as a chain. You can put it as a chain, and then you can do a lot of stuff with that rings. You can do a lot of stuff.
Here's what I want to know is how much do you think that thing would sell for on eBay?
Sell for probably a couple $100,000.
There you go.
Probably a couple $100,000. It's gonna be a lot.
All right.
It's gonna be a lot of money.
So what you do is you just become a good NFL player and you rack those up and you rack up the paychecks. Now when you retire and you go into debt or something and you are out of money, you just sell all 50 of your Super Bowl rings.
Sell all 15. Oh yeah, or you could be like a journeyman and just pick up the rings along the way, and then when you retire, do what Cass said, just sell half of them. Just sell half of them, make the money, and then boom. There you go. Profit.
Or just be a trash NFL player and sign yourself to the good teams that win the Super Bowls.
Yeah, exactly. Like a journeyman, pretty much. Like you go from team to team to team to team, and specifically
go to tomato can.
Wait, what, Cash?
quote unquote tomato can.
Tomato can? What?
In the UFC or any combat sports, you have tomato cans, journeymen,
Yeah.
fun fighters,
Yeah.
good fighters,
Mhm.
champions, and goats.
Okay. So those are like the tiers, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay, like tiers. Okay, I got you. All right. So those are the Super Bowl rings from Seattle. They look nice. They look nice. They look advanced, and it feels like every year, guys, the rings keep on getting better. It feels like every year the rings keep on getting better. The Seahawks, those rings did not disappoint. So that is Seattle Super Bowl rings, and now let's get into. It's gonna be a quick topic. Stanley Cup Final, 2026 Stanley Cup Final.
Hey, I asked Carlos if we could talk about this guy. So this
Yes.
extra one, if you're a hockey fan, praise me. I'm just joking, but I did ask about if we could do this, guys.
Yes, guys. So when episode 10 comes out, Lambo did ask me if we should do a Stanley Cup Final, and I said yes, of course. I've been watching the Stanley Cup Final, actually. It's been really interesting. Game 6 is tonight on the day of the podcast, Game 6. So by the time this comes out, either the Hurricanes will be the Stanley Cup champions or there will be a Game 7. So keep that in mind when this comes out. But this series has been really darn interesting. In Game 1, Vegas comes from behind and gets the win over Carolina 5-4. In Game 2, it was another close one. Carolina wins in overtime 4-3, makes it 1-1. Vegas wins in double OT in Game 3, 5-4 in Game 3. And then in Game 4, Carolina wins 5-3 to make it 2-2. And then the latest matchup, Game 5, Carolina wins at home against Vegas. And they're up 3-2. Game 6 is today on the day of the podcast. And Vegas, they're really good balanced team. They're a really good balanced team. They got a lot of talented guys, as you can see, number 93 right there, Mitch Marner. I believe when Vegas got Mitch Marner, that put him over the hump. That put Vegas over the hump and put him in championship contention. And who would have thought they would be in the championship? Who would have thought they would have been in the Stanley Cup Final? I actually had the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup Final. So I didn't have Vegas going this far, but here they are. I expected Carolina to be in the Stanley Cup Final. Here they are. So, Lambo, what are your thoughts of the Stanley Cup Final so far?
I mean, I have been watching, guys, hockey fans. I have been watching hockey. I really like watching hockey. I really thought it'd be like boring to watch, but it's actually really fun to watch, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I learned a lot of new stuff. Like, I learned about, like I said, I learned about power plays. I learned about, you can't, you know how I always thought like how physical hockey was. You could just hit someone just for fun, but you only can hit them. You only can like truck them if they have the puck, which I also learned that. I know a lot of, I think these are basic rules that I'm understanding from since I know them, but I really like it, and I like watching the Stanley Cup Finals. I really do hope, me and my dad really do hope, tonight, Las Vegas really pulls this off. Let's go, Knights. Let's go, Knights. Come on, bro. We need this. We need to win Game 6, then we need to win Game 7, and then my dad will be the happiest person on earth. And then once he's the happiest person on earth, we're gonna go out to eat. Yeah, I already know. That's why I'm really hoping they win.
Yeah, so Vegas has to win Game 6 in order to force a Game 7. They are down 3-2, but don't worry, they are at home. And something I love this about Vegas, they're unique to other teams, is their pregame show.
Yes, my dad loves their pregame show.
I just love it. I love their creativity that they do. I love it. It represents Vegas, and it's just amazing. And that's something that I expect. Well, not expect, obviously. I can't make you guys watch them, but I suggest. Suggest you guys should watch it. You know, just search it up on YouTube. Game 3 intro of the Stanley Cup Final, and it can show you what they do pregame, and it's something that should be watched. So, Cash, so what are your thoughts on this Stanley Cup Final? So what knowledge do you have about hockey, basically?
My knowledge about hockey is it's fun to watch when they drop the gloves.
They drop the gloves. Okay, yes, and there's been many fighting in the Stanley Cup Final. There's been a lot of fights in the Stanley Cup Final. It's been very interesting, and hopefully we can.
Sorry, continue.
So it's going to be probably a lot of that in Game 6. Obviously, tensions are going to be high, especially for Vegas because their backs are against the wall. They're facing elimination, and maybe you expect a lot of physicality there tonight. But yeah, Cash, something great to watch when they drop the gloves.
Yep. I do think that the Knights are going to win just because they look cooler.
Because they look cooler.
Okay. Although, so the only really hockey I've ever seen is trying to play the video game, which the only thing I could figure out how to do was get myself put in the penalty box by whacking people in the head with my stick.
Okay.
But we went to a live hockey game one time, like a Guns and Hoses game, and then the Norfolk Admirals game. It was fun to watch, but it wasn't like something that I would want to do over UFC. So I have almost no knowledge on hockey, but go Knights.
Okay. All right. Supported Lambo with the Vegas Knights. Okay. Okay. You're going to be on his side. All right. So.
No, Carlos, you are not going to go for that team.
Hey, it's been interesting. Carolina, their defense is just like a Category 5 Hurricane. Literally, like their defense, their forecheck is like a lot. It's a lot, but Vegas has been keeping themselves in this series. They've been keeping themselves in this series, but I guess it's tough. It's tough because Vegas has been in there, man. They have been sticking. They have been in this series. It's 3-2. I just don't see Vegas losing at home. I think they might win tonight. Vegas. I wanted to go 7 because it's that been great of a series. I wanted to go 7, but then obviously it's in Carolina. Carolina's played well at home, so sorry, Lambo. I'm going for the Canes in 7, but I got Vegas winning Game 6 though. They won't lose on their home ice. They won't lose on their home ice, but Canes will win it on the road for Game 7. Their first Stanley Cup Final win since 2006. And so Game 6 is tonight on the day of the podcast. So by the time this comes out, will the Hurricanes be Stanley Cup champions or will it go 7? That's something to look out for. All right, let's switch gears to some combat sports. Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall. Tommy Fury, professional boxer, taking on former world's strongest man Eddie Hall. This was an exhibition bout in Manchester's AO Arena. It was a 6 2-minute rounds, and Tommy Fury wins by unanimous decision. So, Cash, so what are your thoughts on this one? Tommy Fury, the professional boxer, defeats the former world's strongest man, Eddie Hall.
Why does the guy in the middle look like a military general?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know much about UFC, but like I'm over here just staring at this picture. This like looks like a captain of like a boat.
I was thinking like a World War II military officer.
It does look like that for real. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why, but you know what they called this match? Like you know what they called it? They called it Beauty versus the Beast. I don't know why they called Tommy Fury Beauty. I don't know why they called him that.
Because he's a very upright British gentleman.
There you go, Cass. Okay. Yeah, he definitely is over against the beast and Eddie Hall, former world's strongest man. But the beauty, Tommy Fury in this
Although
situation
look at
gets
this, if you say their names in full, this sounds like a British boxing match. You have Thomas Fury versus Edward Hall.
Thomas Fury versus who?
Thomas who?
Thomas Fury versus Edward Hall.
If you look at their full names.
Oh, at their like government names?
Yeah, like Tommy is short for Thomas. Eddie is either short for Edward or Edgar.
Oh, I see. Like long names, basically. Like, okay, all right. So Lambo, so do you got any knowledge about this Tommy Fury pro boxer who fought Jake Paul? By the way, Lambo, he fought Jake Paul.
Okay, I know who Jake Paul is, but
first person to ever beat Jake Paul.
What is that devil face?
I do not know.
That's low-key funny. I really don't know. I wish I had my computer with me, but I really don't know what to say. I mean, he looks like a strong dude. I can say.
Yeah, both.
And that picture looks painted, like the body. I'm not gonna lie, the body looks fake.
Yeah, and it kind of does a bit, But they're two strong guys. They're both strong. They're both very strong. And I remember in the 6th round, they showed this clip, but I wanted to put it on here, but unfortunately, due to copyright reasons, I couldn't. So in the 6th round, they had a scuffle. They had a scuffle in the 6th round where they were both going at it in the 6th round with about a minute, 30 seconds left. So the fight was very good. The fight was good. Tommy Fury gets the win. And remember, and for those of you that don't know Tommy Fury, he fought Jake Paul. Beat Jake Paul in Saudi Arabia. He even fought KSI for those of you kids watching. KSI, he fought KSI and beat KSI. So Tommy Fury was able to beat the crossover fighters in that. And then Tommy Fury obviously fighting the former world's strongest man and the weight was a huge mismatch because obviously Eddie Hall
300 pounds versus 160 pounds or something.
Yeah, like the weight was like a huge mismatch, and obviously you couldn't make it a real bout because if it's a real bout, it's got to be by weight class, and so that's why this was an exhibition. So that is Tommy Fury gets to win over Eddie Hall this weekend. All right, so now let's talk about the big one. We talked about this from the earlier episodes. It is UFC Freedom 250.
Yes.
This is the recent episode to that event. So basically today, on the day of the podcast, it is happening tonight on the day of the podcast. So by the time this comes out, the results would already happen. So Cash, what is your analysis of this?
That may not be true. I think that in about an hour and 15 minutes, we should come back on the show and do a live watch of the Freedom 250 event.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know if my parents would want me to do that, though.
I don't know because the fight's gonna be late, and I'm pretty sure your parents, wouldn't,
I mean, I'm probably gonna be staying up to watch this, snacking on popcorn. Okay, I've got picks for almost every single one of these fights.
Okay, I'm ready to write them down.
The Lopez versus Garcia fight. First off, Lopez was gangster. He weighed in at 145 for his fight, and then he weighed in about an hour later at 155 as the official backup for the main event if someone pulls out. That was ridiculous. He weighed in for his fight. Then he weighed in as the backup for the main event.
Weighed in as the backup of the main event.
So he's set for 2 fights if Poirier or Gagey pulls out. But I think Lopez may get it done. I don't know much about Steve Garcia. I know he's a dog. That's about it. As far as I know, according to a guy on YouTube. So bear with me if I'm wrong here, and I don't know much about him at all. But I do think Lopez is going to get this one done. I don't see very many people except for Volkanovski beating him in that division. Why is Bo Nickel on the White House card? Why? He has not earned it. why is Kyle Dawkins on the White House card? Like, they're both great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know. This is a gimme fight for Nickel. He should get this one done easily. Moving on, though, because this fight angers me. You have Hoofy versus Chandler. I think Michael Chandler's going to get knocked out. He's athletic, but he doesn't have very high fight IQ, and Hoofy is a very creative knockout artist. I think he puts Chandler away. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is a declining fighter, and he has, let's say, a puncher's chance, and that's about it. I think if Hokett is smart enough to block punches and dodge them instead of using his head to deflect them, he's going to win this one easily, maybe even stop him. Also depends on, look at Derek Lewis's last fight. He threw it. Like, he gave up in the middle of that fight. If he does that again, he should retire. O'Malley versus Zahabi is an interesting one because Sean O'Malley comes out. He's used to 5-round fights, so that's what he usually trains for. So he may not always put someone away in the 3 rounds. I think he may get it done, but I think Zahabi might shock a lot of people. I think he's going to come out and try to drop a few bombs for about a round, and he's going to try to Sean to the ground and submit him.
So you guys said Hari. Okay.
Co-main with Pereira versus Gon. Pereira is moving up to a 3rd weight class. Could make history winning a 3rd belt. But he needs to get it to the ground because Gon is more acclimated to the weight here. And they're both world-class kickboxers, but Pereira's coming at Gon in his own territory. I think Gon may beat him on the feet. And I know Pereira trains with Glover Teixeira. Don't get me wrong. Just because you train with someone doesn't mean that you are as good as that person. But he does train with Glover Teixeira, who is great at jiu-jitsu. So I think he may need to get this fight to the ground and stop Gon on the floor. Mm-hmm. And then I think I know what every single person on this planet Earth is going to agree with me here. Justin Gaethje is unconscious on the floor, face down, within round 1.
I don't know much about him, but that sounds right.
Ilia Topuria has knocked out 3 Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, back to back to back.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, back to back.
And Gaethje's known for getting in the wild fights and getting hit a lot.
Okay, Cass. So you got Lopez, Nickel, Ruffy, Hokett, Zahari.
Zahabi. Yeah, I'm not sure who wins between O'Malley and Zahabi or Pereira and Gon.
So toss up, pretty much.
Yeah, for those two, it's a toss up.
All right.
Although I am 100% sure, those odds should be 99-1, not 82-18. Justin Gaethje will be unconscious on the floor in round 1, maybe round 2 if he doesn't come out like Homer Simpson.
Like Homer Simpson. Okay, so
It's an MMA thing.
MMA thing. So for Lambo to explain it to you more. So Ilia Topuria, he is known as El Matador. And then Justin.
Matador.
Yeah. And then Justin Gaethje, right? Cash or
Gaethje?
Gaethje. Okay, Gaethje, known as the Highlight. So they're fighting for the UFC lightweight title belt. The lightweight. So Topuria comes in here 17-0-0. So he's undefeated. He's 5'7", guys. 5'7", 155 pounds, 69 inch reach. He's orthodox. He has an orthodox stance. For Gaethje, he is 27 wins, 5 losses, no draws. is 5'11", so he's a little taller than Poirier, 155 pounds, so they're the same weight. And then Reach Gadji is just 1 inch more than Poirier, and he also fights as an orthodox. So they're both fighting the same styles, orthodox, and you know what they say, Cash, in combat sports, styles makes fights. But, you know, they both have the same style, so I guess we'll see.
Same stance, not the same style. Gage's a brawler. He likes to go out and be crazy. Poirier is strong, fast, smart, and technical.
Gotcha.
Same stance. Styles are completely different.
And you know what they say, Cash, styles make fights. So
in this fight, Justin Gaethje gets knocked out in round 1.
In round 1. So the main event's going to be a whole letdown. It's going to be a whole letdown. It's going to end in round 1.
It's going to be what everyone thought it was going to be.
Okay. So to Poirier, I guess we'll get that one. So Lambo, so what are your thoughts on this one? Just a UFC fight at the White House.
I saw my dad showed me, my dad showed me a video of them making like a dome around the White House for them to fight in.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the front yard, there's like a big dome.
Yeah, like in the front lawn of the White House. Yeah.
Which is crazy work, because that's like huge, bro. And now, right, it's not to the public. It's only like you have to be invited to go.
Yeah, I got to be invited. Yep.
Well, that's really all I have to say.
Yeah, so got to be invited. So that is on the day of the podcast. So we played this in episode 10, Cash, but since you're here, I want your reaction to the time lapse of how they built the claw, essentially, or the octagon. Cash, your thoughts on that?
It looks like it took them only a week to build the big dome at the top. So I'm wondering how structurally sound that is, because they did not take a while to build it.
I see. So quality over quantity. That's basically what you're saying. Quality over quantity.
I would hate anyone to be in the ring and that thing come crashing down.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't crash down, because obviously if it does, obviously it's going to be massive news.
Tragic.
Tragic news. Yeah, it will be just terrible. It will just be terrible. And I don't wish for that to happen, but, you know, it would be major headlines if it does. So that is UFC Freedom 250, guys. That is happening on the day of the podcast. So check that out. Paramount Plus and wherever you
Eastern,
get.
7 Texas time.
Yeah, 7 Central Standard Time, 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for that card. All right, unbelievably crazy, guys. And let's start with the first one, Elon Musk. So remember in the beginning of the podcast, we mentioned Elon Musk. Well, this is it right here. Elon Musk, he's officially a trillionaire, guys. He is officially a trillionaire.
Is he the first trillionaire?
Yes, Elon Musk becomes the world's first trillionaire. He officially achieved this milestone following the record-breaking public debut of his aerospace company, SpaceX. Yes, so it's because of SpaceX, Elon Musk is now a trillionaire. And because of this, he can buy basically almost every team. As you can see there, NBA, WNBA, MLS. Basically all the teams that's in existence, which is just insane from Elon Musk. So what are your thoughts on this one? Cash, I'm gonna start with you. So what are your thoughts on this one just from Elon Musk to buy every team?
Drain his bank account. No one needs to have that much money.
He doesn't need that much.
Hear me out. I'm sorry to cut you off, but hear me out.
You're good.
Hear me out. I got a question. If he did buy every team, would he make profit?
Yeah, he would, because, you know, ticket prices and stuff like that. Plus you might get money from the leagues and stuff for like winning and stuff. And what if that team wins a championship? You also get profit from that too. So, and
No matter
viewers.
what, he's guaranteed.
Yeah, so Elon Musk is the world's first trillionaire. He can buy every team in the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, F1, MLS, WNBA, and Premier League.
How much do they cost? How much does every team cost? Like the average amount, like $1 billion?
Yeah, $1 billion. And still, he would still have nearly half of his net worth left if he bought every team in those leagues.
I mean, he might do it. Shoot, he bought Twitter.
He did, but he better not. I just don't.
No, if he does that, I'm gonna be mad. That's
He's
a
gonna
massive
ruin. He's
waste
gonna
of
ruin
money.
everything.
Yeah,
It's a waste of money. Think of what you could be doing: building hospitals, building churches, doing productive things instead of buying sports teams.
that is true. Yeah, you could do some other stuff with it besides buying teams.
Build an orphanage. Help out. What? End world hunger. End world hunger.
Exactly.
Let me think. Expand the land of America?
No.
No,
I'm
not
not
really.
getting into politics, but bad idea.
Okay.
You know, it's just an idea. Just an idea from Lambo. Just an idea. So that's Elon Musk. He can buy every team with $1 trillion from those leagues right there. So that's from Elon Musk. And then the last one is
The
unbelievably
morning boom.
and you guys will see what I'm talking about. So here's the clip right here. So, you guys' thoughts on that?
One of those teams needs to
The
adopt that
messy
dog
of dogs.
mascot.
But he was like he moving and grooving. He was moving and grooving.
Yeah, he was. So,
I mean,
So
that's
that-
funny. Wait, I know he did, the dog didn't go, but like, did someone put him over the fence?
like, put him over the fence?
Yeah, so like over the gate so he could go.
I don't know how he got on the field in the first place. I don't even know how he got there, but I guess someone, dog found a way out, and off he went. So that was in Argentina, as you guys know. That occurred during an Argentinian first division soccer match in Rosario, in Argentina, between Rosario Central and Tigre at the Estadio
Tigre.
Gigante de Arroyito. Yes, I'm Hispanic, guys. But Tigre, it means tiger in Spanish, guys. So it happened during that match in Argentina. So crazy. The dog gets loose, jukes a couple security guards, and then left on his own. Nobody even carried him out. But I guess that's the way it goes. Too fast. Dog too fast. All right, guys. That is. Let me put the banner back up. That is that. All right. Episode. That is that, guys. Episode 11. Cash comes back. Pleasure to have him back, Cash. Lambo here as usual.
You already know. Let me get started.
Yes.
Y'all gotta like. Y'all gotta sub. Y'all gotta share. notification bells when you sub. And most of all, bro, you already know. Stay with me. Y'all gotta comment. Let's go, bro. 11 in the books. Let's go. We did it. An hour and a half. Come on, guys. We cooking. We cooking. We cooking. We cooking. All right, guys. So I got my point of view of this episode. With the Elon Musk thing, really had me going. Really thinking about. Like, imagine if he bought every team, would he ruin the sport? Would he ruin sports for everybody? And I was thinking, imagine if he did buy it and he ruined everything, would there be refunds?
Like what do you mean by refunds?
Like refunding the team.
Oh, refunding the team. Well,
To the owner.
probably someone would outbid him. Probably like outbid, not like refund, but like maybe outbid. Yeah, for things like that.
Oh,
Yeah, for things like that, Lambo's like the thing's up for auction, pretty much. Like you
I
got.
don't think he's gonna do it though, because like he has $1 trillion, and I think he would love to stay a trillionaire, not just spend half of his net worth and then just go back to being a billionaire, 100 billion, 500 billion. But what I'm saying, but is he like the first? Does he get a Guinness World Record? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you do a world record, you get a Guinness. Does he get that?
Probably, yeah, because he's the world's first trillionaire, and Guinness World Records goes to the, you break a world record, and he's the world's first trillionaire, so maybe he might get might Guinness World Record plaque. So, yeah, I guess that, yeah, maybe Lambo, yeah. All right, guys, so that is the end of the show, guys. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so they get notified on YouTube. Cash, where can they find you on Instagram?
Beach Boys BJJ.
Beach Boys BJJ. Lambo, where can they find you?
Y'all can find me at Lamborghini_Landon. And heads up to you, Carlos. Where can they find Carlos at?
Lowercase D_enforcer lowercase 33. You guys can find me there on Instagram. All of our links are down in the description. And then also follow our Instagram at Lambo and Cash Show for sports news, podcast, but anything.
So are you A enforcer, B enforcer, or D enforcer?
D. As in ball. D as in
Well,
dog.
okay. Besides that, guys, we finished up. I'm going to say it one more time. Y'all got to like, y'all got to share, sub, notification bells.